I was born of fire, not of a woman's womb. There was no mother's cry to welcome me into the world, no warm arms to gather me close. I rose from sacrificial flames while priest chanting and king watched in awe, already afraid of what I might become. From the moment I opened my eyes, my fate was spoken aloud. This girl will change the course of history. She will be the cause of a great war. No one asked me whether I wished to carry such a burden. My destiny was announced before I could even understand what destiny meant. My father, King Draupadi, looked at me with pride, but his love was never free of purpose. I was not simply his daughter, I was a part of his vengeance against Drona, a living instrument shaped by prophecy. My brother Drishtadyumna was born for killing, and I was born for destruction of another kind. I grew up knowing that my life was meant to serve something larger than myself. That knowledge made me different from other girls. I didn't dream lightly, I questioned deeply. I learned early that silence was expected of women, but silence never came easily to me. They called me beautiful, but beauty felt like a cage. Men saw my face and decided my worth before hearing my voice. They spoke of my future as though it were already written, as though I were a prize waiting to be claimed. While other princesses were taught obedience and charm, I listened to debates, studied politics, and learned how power truly worked. I wonder why wisdom frightened people when it appears in a woman. Every question I asked seemed to unsettle the world around me. Krishna was the only one who never tried to shape me into something smaller. Within him, I was not a princess, not a prophecy, just myself. He listened when I spoke and he laughed when I challenged him. He warned me gently that my words would set fires, but he never asked me to put them out. He saw what others refused to see, that my strength was not a flaw. The day of my swambar arrived like a storm. Kings gathered, each convinced I would belong to him. When Karn stepped forward, powerful and confident, something in me hesitated, yet I let the voice of society speak through me. I rejected him for his birth, repeating the cruelty the world had taught me. Even now, that moment burns within me. I wounded him, and in doing so, I wounded myself. Arjuna won my hand disguised as a Brahmin. For a brief moment, I believed my life might finally belong to me. That illusion shattered when Kunti commanded her sons to share what they had brought home. In that single sentence, I was divided. No one asked for my consent. I became the wife of 5 men, yet wholly the companion of none. I learned to divide my days, my nights, my emotion, until even I could no longer find myself intact. Yudhishthir lived by dharma, yet that dharma demanded my sacrifice. Bhima loved fearlessly, but only knew rage. Arjuna understood me the most, yet his ambition always stood between us. Nakul and Sahadeva respected me, but respect is not the same as understanding. I became the center of their world and yet remained profoundly alone. Indraprasth rose from illusion, beautiful, shimmering, deceptive. The palace reflected my own life, dazzling on the surface, unstable beneath. When Duryodhana slipped and I laughed, it was not cruelty, only human reaction, but that laughter sealed my fate. It followed me to the dice hole, where my husband gambled away not just wealth and kingdom, but me. Dragged into the assembly, I stood before men who spoke endlessly of righteousness, yet could not protect a woman. When Dusashan tried to strip me of my dignity, I realized that the body can be protected by divine grace, but dignity survives only through inner refusal. I did not break that day, but something hardened forever. Exile followed not as a punishment but as a slow endurance. The forest taught me resilience. I carried my rage quietly, storing it like a blade. During our hidden years, I lived as a servant and faced harassment again. This time, without divine intervention, I defended myself. I survived. War came as it always does, inevitable, brutal, devastating. They said it was fought for justice, but I knew it was born of pride, greed, and unresolved wounds. I watched sun die, dream burns, and victory taste like ash. When my children were murdered, grief hollowed me out. No revenge could fill that emptiness. After the war, the throne felt cold. Power brought no peace. The world called us victorious, but I felt only exhaustion. When we walked toward the mountains at the end of our lives, I knew my body would not make the journey. When I fell, no one turned back. And for the first time, I felt free. I am Draupadi, not a goddess, not a villain, just a woman who questioned, who loved, who suffered, and who refused to disappear. And as long as women continue to ask why, I will live on.